It is Tuesday, August 11th, and I'd like to call this meeting to order. We are going to be able to be blessed to start our invocation and pledge today with Reverend Dr. Nancy Johnson of Crossroads United Methodist Church. Welcome. I hear congratulations are in order since you've been appointed to Crossroads.
Yes, I'm
correct?
Very excited. Is this where
Yes,
I do
right
this?
there.
I am very new to all of this, but I'm so glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we know that we don't need to ask you to come into this presence because you're already here. We know that you are already working in us and among us in this place. But we invite you, Lord, into our hearts and our minds so that we can hear your voice and serve you in your world. Lord, be with us in the work that we do today. Let us be your people. Let us be servants. And may we be all that you have called us and created us to be. For we pray all of this in the holy name of Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
And let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. All right, at this time, we have a proclamation, and I'd like to ask our Walk of Heroes team members to come up to the front, please.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, we also have, I think, a few members of the Veterans Committee sprinkled out here somewhere, too.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, yes, thanks.
Yes.
Anybody else? Walk of Heroes. Okay, come on up. Or American Legion. Okay. Any veteran, you're welcome to come up. Okay. All right, very good. All right. Whereas the people of Rockdale County have great respect and gratitude for the brave men and women who have served in the armed forces of the United States. And whereas many sons and daughters of Rockdale County have answered the call to defend our nation, some sustaining wounds or making the ultimate sacrifice. And whereas the Purple Heart Medal, originally established as the badge of military merit by General George Washington in 1782, honors those wounded or killed in combat. And whereas the Military Order of the Purple Heart continues to promote patriotism, support veterans and their families, and ensure that the sacrifices of combat wounded service members are never forgotten. And whereas August 7th is observed nationally as Purple Heart Day, a time to honor and remember all who have shed blood in defense of our freedoms. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Board of Commissioners of Rockdale County, do hereby proclaim Rockdale County's observation of National Purple Heart Day and encourage all citizens to recognize and honor our Purple Heart recipients for their service and sacrifice. In witness whereof, we have hereunto set our hands and caused the official seal of Rockdale County to be affixed on this 11th day of August, 2026. Signed, Janice Van Ness, Chairwoman, Commissioner Post 1, Tawanya Smith, and Commissioner Post 2, Doreen Williams.
Thank you so much for that, recognizing the Walk of Heroes during this proclamation. Thank you so much. And also I want to thank you for this year spearheading the Veterans Day Parade that will be in November. Hope to see all of you there. Again, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, sorry.
I would like to say thank you to the commissioners for recognizing National Purple Heart Day. My father was a Purple Heart recipient in the Korean War, received it on his 18th birthday and also in the Vietnam War. So this has special meaning for my family. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And Gary, thanks for sharing that. I don't think I ever knew about that before, but veterans mean so much to our community and serve in different ways. If you are a veteran and have not ever made it over to the VFW or the American Legion, I hope you will take the opportunity to visit. There is certainly a lot of people that you could call new family there because they are very outgoing and friendly, and a lot of good activities in the community. But our veterans serve in many capacities, and I know Judge Moore, you serve in our magistrate court, and so we certainly appreciate your work there. But I hope in honor of Purple Heart Day, you'll thank a veteran, because we certainly appreciate ours in Rockdale County. Thank you. At this time, we'll move to item 4, public comment, and we have Roderick Bond who would like to speak.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I know we're all probably tired about talking about the UDO. Hopefully, soon we can get it put to rest.
Yes.
And make sure I'm talking on the right thing. We are talking about the
Unified Development Ordinance.
the draft that's currently we're trying to work through. Okay, good.
Yes.
So
yes, we're still working. It's a work in progress.
Yes, it is.
So.
Today, I'd like to ask that you do not approve it yet. Specifically for sections 2.4, which shows current use and future use items and where they can be built at. There's an item on there for future use of technology park. And under 3.3 for definitions, there is no definition for it at all. So it kind of leaves it really gray, especially when there's another project down the road that's calling their build out a technology park. So, and I found it weird that technology park could be built in mixed use, but office complex could not.
So that's all a work in progress.
Yeah. That's why I know it's still a draft, but
Yeah.
that's why I recommend we don't vote to approve it yet,
Okay.
because there are some missing pieces there. So,
Okay. Thank you.
thanks.
All right. Patricia Doster.
Good morning, Madam Chair,
Good morning, Ms. Doster.
Commissioners. I wanted to just get myself on the record here to say that I am vehemently in support of approving and passing the UDO as it is amended. And I know that it's still a work in progress. We've been doing this now a year and a half, and it's time to move forward. Let me say that, this UDO is more than a few provisions here and there scattered about. This supports our comprehensive plan. And before we can move forward and talk about being perfectly positioned, we need to have a working ordinance. The existing ordinance is outdated, antiquated, and really not sufficient for where we're going. I'm a resident of Conyers, Rockdale County, for 10 years, and I've seen the changes that have occurred here. I live on the southeast side of Conyers, and don't even get me started about Highway 20 and 138. We know that there's some relief coming, and so we're looking forward to that. In the meantime, though, we want to make sure that our voice is heard and that we are heard equally to all the other residents in Rockdale County. Now, we consider these residents our neighbors. Every resident here is our neighbor. And we understand the reservations that folks have around the data centers. But unless I'm mistaken, that issue was addressed. There are no new permits for data centers. And so I'm pressed to understand why, we're being delayed around that. This document should not be held hostage over a document that is fluid. It can change, it can amend, it can revise at any time. And so the majority of this document deals with those issues that affect me daily, and I have a personal interest in seeing that this UDO goes forward. There are some wonderful provisions under this document that will help me personally in my personal residence. And so I look forward to being able to implement and to talk further with planning and development. Let me say, planning and development, Director White and staff, I have to commend y'all. I really do. Y'all have done just an outstanding job, I think, to make sure that the voices of every resident is represented in this amended document. You have gone back time and time again to bring this document to a place where all of the residents, or as many as possible, will be satisfied. We know that everybody won't be satisfied. We know that. Which is why, again, it's a working document.
Yes, ma'am.
And it can undergo change at any time. I found it interesting when I went over to planning and development. Occasionally I'll stop in there. And up until June, there was no issue with stopping in there. But the last time I stopped in there, I was told that I would need to make an appointment, that no one could come out and talk with me. First time that's ever happened. And I know what's going on. I know that they're throwing themselves 100%. We are not Gwinnett County with 200 plus employees in planning and development. We are Rockdale County.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a handful of folks who are working to get this document to a place where it can be approved and adopted. We're at that place. And so I encourage y'all to review this document, to approve it, and to adopt it, for goodness sake.
Thank you.
Okay?
I appreciate
Thank you.
And we are working as a board to move forward. Thank you for your comments. All right, we have Miss Erica Williams. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, my name is Erica Williams. I'm a Rockdale resident. I am here today to say, yes, I understand this has been a process with the UDO. I myself has gone through the UDO myself, and it's a meaty document.
Yes.
There are a lot of nuances that I have not seen to be consistent throughout the document that doesn't show that it's ready to move forward. Unfortunately, I wasn't picked to be part of the community committee, as though I would love to. But like one article in particular was Article 11 on buffer screens and fences, which has to do with the amount of feet between dissimilar districts. It egregiously says 100 feet between a general industry and a residential 100 feet is from here to the parking lot across the street. That doesn't seem very realistic, that someone would want to be, have a industry across the street from them that close. So it's things like that, little nuanced things that I think we should really take our time. I understand this has been a process, but like was said in the last meeting you all had, that this is something worth taking our time on, because it does affect so much, not just data centers or whatever, but just everything in general. So I appreciate everyone's work on this. I would love to be a part of it as well. Also, thank you all for live streaming, because some of us can't make it here, and I know it's a lot of us watching online too. So
Yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
the transparency and inclusion.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
I might suggest, since you've read the document, that if you find a similar ordinance in another community, you're welcome to send it to us so that we can consider it for the UDO. I know that the staff is working on a variety of specific things, but certainly that is the most, I think, the easiest way for them to work with those recommendations you might have found somewhere else.
Absolutely.
So I,
Thank you.
in fact, do that myself and like to send things over when I have a recommendation. So-
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank
And I
you.
just started using that email, so.
All right.
Yes.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
All right. And Debbie Feets, I hope I said that right.
Good morning. It's Debbie Fears. My handwriting may not have been that clear.
Phear.
R.S.
Oh, R. I thought it was a T. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No,
Okay.
it's Fears. It's
All right.
okay.
My apologies.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Debbie Fears, and I've lived in Conyers for a mere 3 years. It's my retirement location where I relocated from Maryland. So I chose Conyers. Didn't necessarily choose me, but I'm glad to be here. Standing before you and the commission was not on my bingo card for 2026, but here I am. And as a new resident, I didn't really understand the Unified Development Ordinance, its purpose, its role, but I did quite a bit of research on my own, and now understand the significance and the importance and how it affects my everyday life and my family's everyday life. And 451 pages of old documents or old information is very hard and challenging for any staff to go through. So I do understand and appreciate the role that the commission has played in bringing us up to 2026. But I do have concerns, and you've heard from others about their concerns, and my concerns are the same as well. We heard from, and I apologize for my nervousness. We've heard from Director White at the last Board of Commission that there were several uncontested portions of the UDO, and there was about 10 to 12 sections that were quite a few pages and quite lengthy. And they included Article 1, 3, 4, 10, 16, which had to do with land development and permitting. And all of those articles still tie into each other. So it's difficult to say we should approve one section without having another section finalized as well. So I do understand 1.5 years is a long time for us to be in an uncertain position, but I'm asking that we still keep working, keep making it a better document. Do not approve it for final approval. Don't approve it finally. I know that we can have revisions and corrections in the future, but that's just further delays. I'd rather us have a full, positive document that hears everyone, supports everyone in the community to the best of its ability without waiting for another 5 months or 5 years for it to be truly finalized and truly a document that works for everyone. So thank you,
Thank you very much.
and I appreciate your hard work.
And thanks for coming out today. All right. This time, we'll move to item 5, approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as published.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Item number 6, approval of the minutes from July 28th, July 29th, August 4th, August 5th, and August 6th, 2026.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? No? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries. Item number 7, unfinished business.
Okay, item 357 is a text amendment case 2026-03, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of Rockdale County, Georgia to amend Subpart B, Planning and Development of the Code of Ordinances of Rockdale County, Georgia to repeal and replace specified chapters, articles, and sections of the Unified Development Ordinance, to adopt a reorganized Unified Development Ordinance consisting of Articles 1 through 20, to incorporate the adopted articles into the Code of Ordinances of Rockdale County, Georgia, to provide for transitional provisions, to preserve certain existing approvals, permits, vested rights, and stormwater utility regulations, to authorize codification, renumbering, and technical corrections, to provide for severability, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to provide for an effective date, and for other purposes. This is before you for a second reading.
Okay, very good.
Good morning, Madam Chair,
Morning.
Commissioner Williams, Commissioner Smith.
Good morning.
And so I went through a rather lengthy presentation at the July 28th meeting. So I'll spare you a few minutes time. I won't do that entire thing. But what's before you today that we discussed on July 28th, you need some additional time to review. As part 1, as the board requested, of the UDO update, Unified Development Code update. And so included in this part 1 is Article 1, General Provisions, Article 3, the rules for construction and language interpretations, which is essentially the definitions, terms and definitions. Article 4, the rules for measurement, all of our interpretations as it relates to how things should be measured, illustrations related to those things, so setbacks, height, etc. Also included most of Article 10, which is general development regulations. Article 13 are streets, roads, improvements, sidewalks, construction regulations for those. Article 14, environmental standards, which is all of our stormwater, stream buffer, all those environmental regulations. And then portions of Article 16, which is land development and permitting. What we would ask, based on the presentation, based on our submittal, we have reviewed these sections thoroughly. These are sections that have not generated any significant fanfare as we work through this process. The staff is fairly certain that these sections are ready to go, and most of what they contribute to the code are separate issues from the things that we're reviewing as part of the second batch of updates to the code. So we're still working through that process. We have our third and final stakeholder committee meeting this evening that will go through some administrative and procedural provisions this evening, and then we'll be back into the laboratory to prepare the final draft of the code for the second part, which we will have available to the public on August 25th. That'll be 2 weeks before the September 8th meeting for final adoption. So any final feedback, final reviews, there'll be a 2-week period for that to take place. And so with that said, staff recommends approval of this agenda item with the following exceptions. Section 10.5 related to architecture, residential, well, all architecture, commercial and residential. Section 16.2 related to subdivisions, 16.3 street names, 16.5 buildings, 16.6 townhomes and duplexes, 16.7 model home permits, 16.8 certificate of occupancy, and 1611 impact fees, with an effective date for the first part and the second part to be October 1st, 2026. Any questions?
I do. Can you address setbacks? I think it was mentioned earlier about setbacks between residentials, and I think it was inferred M1 or something like that.
Yes, so if it's reference to what came up just about 5 minutes ago, I believe she was referring to the transitional buffers.
Right.
So between every commercial district, well, essentially we have a table for transitional buffers. And so based on the subject property zoning district and zoning districts that are adjacent to it, there may be provisions for transitional buffer. Essentially, either existing landscaping or planted landscaping that separates and forms a vegetative buffer between the commercial activity and whatever that adjacent use is. And so if you're trying to visualize a spectrum, adjacent or like uses, a like use, you would have a smaller buffer or no buffer. So commercial to commercial, there may not be a buffer, industrial to industrial. But once you move from industrial to commercial to high density, medium density, low density, or agricultural, those buffers will increase in size based on how those uses play with each other. And so that's a part of Article 11, which is a part of the second batch.
Okay.
So we're still working on that. This is not in the first set of things that's under review right now, but we will take a look at the buffers.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I move to approve the second reading of this first section with eliminating the articles, pieces of the articles that you mentioned, and adopt this part of the ordinance as presented.
Madam Chair, I second the motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? No. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion carries. All right. Item number 8, new business. Madam Clerk.
Item 391 is Source One Marketing and Creative for the Tax Commissioner's Office for professional support services focused on leadership visibility, marketing, and modernization initiatives. It's $8,000 per month, not to exceed $64,000. This is for 8 months with option to renew 2 additional 1-year periods, renewable each year. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
And
So could we get an explanation of that?
can we hear from the Tax Commissioner's Office about that?
I don't see anybody from the Tax Commissioner's Office here this morning.
Okay. Then I'd like to make a recommendation, make a motion that we defer this item to the next regularly scheduled meeting.
I second that motion.
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion carries.
Okay. Item 392 is with Solutions 2 through Emergency Management Agency. This is the renewal for the VMware vSphere Foundation software for E911. The amount is $20,102.40. The term is June 30th, 2026 through June 29th, 2027. This is through the Emergency 911 Telephone Fund and is a budgeted item. Would you like me to keep going?
Yes, please.
All right. Item 393 is with Solutions 2 through the Emergency Management Agency for renewal for the VM data platform handling backup for server system for the E911. The amount is $8,698.52. The term is July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. This is through the Emergency 911 Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 394 is with Sears Environmental Services through the Emergency Management Agency for debris removal and hauling within Rockdale County Debris Management Plan to be activated during disasters. It's change order number 3 to contract 2023-130. It's a unit price increase of 4.2%. It's through September 11, 2027 through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 395 is with Dawson County, Georgia, through the Emergency Management Agency. It's a memorandum of understanding regarding the use of new frequency in Dawson County adjacent to the existing frequency in Rockdale County. This is at no cost to the county and it's ongoing. Item 396 is with Grossman and Kelly LLP through the Water Resources Department for legal services for PFA's retainer agreement. The county to pay 25% of all gross amounts recovered plus expenses. It's effective upon execution of agreement, and the county may cancel in writing within 15 days. This is submitted for ratification. Item 397 is with Pitney Bowes Global Financial Services through the General Services Department for the rental agreement for county mail machine. It's $875.95 per month, billed quarterly at $2,627.85 for a yearly total of $10,511.40. This is for 48 months through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 398 is with Max Air Mechanical through the General Services Department. It's a unit price on-call plumbing services for new construction, maintenance, and repairs at various county facilities. It's unit pricing, 1 year with option to renew 2 additional 1-year periods unless terminated. It's various account funding and is a budgeted item. Item 399 is with the City of Conyers to the Sheriff's Office for detention service agreement for the housing of inmates. It's revenue to the Restricted Jail Fund and is through December 31st, 2026, and it's renewed annually. Item 400 is with Tiffany Collier through the District Attorney's Office for Youth Intervention, Enrichment, and Learning by Design, also known as YIELD. It's the service agreement for the Grant Program Coordinator at $30 per hour through September 30th, 2026. This is grant funded and is a budgeted item. Item 401 is with Brian Hilburn through the District Attorney's Office for the Youth Intervention, Enrichment, and Learning by Design, YIELD. This is the service agreement for the Violence Intervention Program and Curriculum at $30 per hour through September 30th, 2026. This is grant funded and is a budgeted item. Item 402 is with Dr. Keith Strickland through the District Attorney's Office for the Youth Intervention, Enrichment, and Learning by Design, YIELD program. This is the service agreement for violence intervention and prevention workshops. It's at $40 an hour through September 30th, 2026. This is grant funded and a budgeted item. Item 403 is with Sierra B. Skipper through the Parks and Recreation Department for a line dance instructor. The amount is $12,000 with a 25% split of the registration fees. This is through December 31st, 2026, with option to renew 2 additional 12-month periods and is renewable each year. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item. Item 404 is with Michigan Health Council doing business as ACEMAP through the Fire Rescue Department for AEMT clinical management platform for students. The amount is $3,500. It's $50 per student plus $1,000 for the annual subscription fee. This is at 1 year with automatic renewals for 2 12-month periods. This is through the general fund and is a budgeted item.
Madam Clerk, can you hold right there, please?
Yes.
Chief, can we hear from you about this program? Sure. Please, thank you.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So the AMT class, the advanced EMT class that we have, we're putting on, those, because it's such a higher level than we've been going to with the basic level, they have to do a lot more clinical hours. So they have to ride on an ambulance, and they actually work in the ER. So Piedmont Rockdale has graciously allowed us to put our employees in the ER to work, and that's where they get a lot of their IV sticks and medications and things like that. So this software is the software they require, it goes through and makes sure that they have their immunizations and all those things. It's also how they schedule their hours. So it's a requirement from Piedmont Rockdale.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Item 405 is with the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council through the Juvenile Court. This is for FY27 Juvenile Justice Incentive Grant Award to provide functional family therapy services. The amount is $206,343. This has no match, and the term is July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. This is grant funded and is a budgeted item. Item 406 is with Bethel Behavior Health through the Superior Court 2. This is the termination of the contract for counseling at Resource Court. The termination is effective September 10th, 2026. Item 407 is a requisition through General Services Department for Southern Vac. This is for 1 year VACCON Mudslinger 800-gallon with 114 horsepower engine for the trailer and 6-foot boom for water resources. The amount is $179,352. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 408 is a requisition through the General Services Department for Patrick and Associates for the civil site plan for the proposed pickleball complex and trail design at Wheeler Park. The amount is $20,000. This is SPLOST funded and is a budgeted item. Item 409 is a requisition through the General Services Department for Ironside Seating Restoration, doing business as Playground Rescue. This is for the enhancement of the playground at Earl O'Neill Softball Complex. The amount is $23,150. This is SPLOST funded and is a budgeted item. Item 410 is a requisition through the General Services Department for CSTE. This is for the supply and install concrete with ashlar slate stamping and all new finishes for the tennis center patio deck. The amount is $17,323. This is SPLOST and impact fee funded and is a budgeted item. Item 411 is a requisition through the Emergency Management Agency for Motorola Solutions for the CAD maintenance and support for E911 dispatch center software. The amount is $77,728.27. This is through the Emergency 911 Telephone Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 412 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Patrick and Associates for Hill Street Design and Easement Acquisition. The amount is $43,025. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. And item 413 is a requisition through the Water Resources Department for Vortex Services. This is the annual manhole raising and pick lid replacement. It's $142,100 through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 414 is a requisition through the Sheriff's Office for unique security for 9 jail computers and monitors. The amount is $89,403.32. This is through the Restricted Revenue Fund, is a budgeted item, and is also submitted for ratification. Item 415 is a requisition through Fire Rescue Department for the fire line. This is the 2026 Mainline Rescue Pumper Freightliner. It's a single purchase. The amount is $589,559. This is through the Capital Improvement Project Fund, is a budgeted item, and is submitted for ratification. Item 416 is an expenditure request through LexisNexis Risk Solutions. This is through the Sheriff's Office for the Crime Center Analytics Renewal. The amount is $23,572.50. This is through the General Fund and is a budgeted item. Item 417 is an expenditure request through the Georgia Department of Natural Resources through Water Resources Department. This is for the annual drinking water fees for the term is July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. The amount is $16,170. This is through the Water Enterprise Fund and is a budgeted item.
And can we hold right there for just a quick second? Can we hear more about that program?
Sorry?
Can we hear more about that program?
Yep. Good morning, I'm sorry.
Good morning.
This program is done annually, and the reason why, when we do the testing, we pay ahead of time. So when they get to this part that we don't have to, all the testing that EPA and EPD have to do, this is what they pay annually for.
Okay.
So it's just something that we don't want to fall short of.
Absolutely.
Chair.
All right. Very
Okay.
good. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Okay, all right. So item 418 is the surplus of equipment, and also just as a quick reminder, you can see all of our surplus of equipment at the website www.govdeals.com. We have Emergency Management Agency through the Animal Services Division, and B, there are items for fire rescue. Item 419 are volunteer appointments. A is with the Development Authority, Dr. Stephen Boyle reappointment through June 30th, 2030. Donald Murphy is a reappointment through June 30th, 2030. 3 is with Shelley Thompson, also a new appointment to the Development Authority, which would be through June 30th, 2030. B is with the Public Facilities Authority, a reappointment of Donald Murphy. The term is September 1st, 2026 through August 31st, 2029. C is the Water and Sewerage Authority, with Wanda Lester being a new appointment. The term is January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2026. And the second one is Dwayne Tillman as a new appointment for January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2028. We left off at item 392.
Madam Chair, I move that we approve requisitions, appointments, surplus of equipment, and all requisitions from 392 to 419 as presented.
Thank you.
I second the motion.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. The motion carries. We'll now move to item number 10, no, 9, for board comment. So, Commissioner Williams, would you like to start?
Yes, I would be happy to. So we are quickly approaching our nonprofit appreciation brunch, which will be next week on Thursday, on August 20th. So if anyone who is affiliated with a nonprofit or supports nonprofits, we invite you to attend. There's registration on Eventbrite. If you just search for nonprofit appreciation brunch, it's the first one that comes up. And we would love to have you come. It's free. And we have a really unique program this year that I'm really excited about. Secondly, I want to talk about tomatoes. The farmers market is happening every week on Sunday afternoon from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And I just have to tell you that they have the best tomatoes. So
They really do.
yeah. They're just perfect. They're way better than anything I've ever grown. And they also have a lot of other items also, but it's the tomatoes that I really, really love. And then thirdly, I wanted to talk about the Robert L. Moore Disciple House, which is set to open up in the fall. It's a transitional home for men coming out of incarceration. It's located on Milstead Road, kind of down a little bit and across from the hospital. It will serve men coming out of the Rockdale County Jail and the Accountability Court who are recovering from drug and alcohol addiction. It'll house up to 8 men with a live-in house manager. And it is designed to foster accountability, stability, and personal growth. For those leaving jail, sometimes the biggest challenge is not only overcoming an addiction, but finding a safe place to live. And so rather than having men go back into the same environment that they came out of, this will give them an opportunity. And I think the idea is that they can live up there 12 to 18 months. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I remember hearing. And it's named after Robert Moore. He after years of addiction, incarceration, and homelessness, Robert experienced a life-changing encounter that freed him from his addiction and set him on a new path. Through the support of a Christian community, he discovered the power of structure, accountability, and genuine care, an experience that inspired his calling to help others. So he began ministering to men in the Rockdale County Jail, where he saw both the deep need and the great potential for change. From that ministry came a clear vision, a home where men leaving incarceration could find stability, encouragement, and a path toward a new life rooted in faith. Although Robert passed away in 2016, his vision lives on. Through the dedication of volunteers and the support of a local church, a once vacant home has been renovated for this purpose. I believe it's been about 3 years since this project began, and I remember doing a walkthrough at that time, and it was a disastrous piece of a building. But I did a walkthrough last week that it was beautiful. A lovely kitchen, a eating area, a living area, bedrooms. There'll be 4 bedrooms with 2 men per bedroom. Then adjacent it's attached, but it's on the side, and that's where the caregiver will live full time, so that that person will be on site. It's a remarkable opportunity. And you think, oh, only 8 men? Because we know that there are lots more that could benefit from this. But it's 8 more than we've been able to serve. And so we look forward to continuing this opportunity. This happens to be housed within the city. And I remember attending the city council meeting where they were going to talk about it and vote on it, and talking about how valuable and how much this is needed. And when you have a full-time caregiver, it eliminates so much of the concerns that neighbors are worried about. I'm excited about it. I think it will be a great opportunity for those in Rockdale County.
Very good. Thank you. Commissioner?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. I just want to remind everyone that we have constituent services on Fridays from 10 to 12 at the library, and that's through Congressman David Scott's office. If you have any questions or concerns about things that are going on in reference to something that they can do federally, those are the people that you can see. Right now, it's his office still doing it, providing the service. And I also would like to thank everyone who participated in our budget presentation last week. It's very important that we keep our citizens informed about how their tax dollars are being spent and how those dollars will work for our community. If you missed the hearing, you can go back and watch the recordings, so you'll see why our budget is going to be what it's going to be and kind of see what they're asking for. We do believe that transparency and accountability are very important for responsible spending, and that matters. And I plan to be fiscally responsible with every dollar that has been entrusted to me. And those are my comments.
Well, I love that last statement because fiscal responsibility is definitely a priority. Thank you. I wanted to mention a couple of things. Yes, the farmers market is where you should go on Sunday afternoons after you've gone to church or done whatever you like to do in the mornings. Come on out 1 to 4 at 1400 Parker Road. And there's also fitness trails there, tennis facility. We have skateboarding, beach volleyball, pickleball, exercise sports, and just peaceful trails. So come out and enjoy those. I did want to let people know that we'll be having a meeting this coming Monday, August 17th. That will be at the JP Carr Community Room on Taylor Street, and that will be at 6 p.m. and we'll be talking about there's a flyer right there. We'll be talking about the renovations, the details about the project for the Judicial Administrative Complex, and other important changes in downtown Conyers that will be important as we move our community forward. So come out and hear about where your dollars are being invested, and so that will be 6 p.m. Monday. This Thursday, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., you can come to the Conyers-Rockdale Economic Development Council meeting that will be held at the Chamber of Commerce, and that's on Green Street. At that meeting, it typically lasts about an hour, hour and a half, and we do talk about business, small and medium-sized business focus areas and things that we would like to do to enhance our community in those areas. Additionally, we've been working this week on our patriotic committee meetings, and our Parks and Recreation meeting will be tonight for our team members for that. And so I also want to thank all of the many people that have filled out applications to serve. I know that we've been extremely busy doing interviews. We haven't even gotten to get to finish all our interviews yet, but we are still working on making sure that we have a wide array of people that are bringing their skill set to the table and making an impact on committees that are important in the work that we do to serve Rockdale County residents and businesses. At this time, are there any other questions or comments? Okay. At this time, Madam Clerk, do we have a need for executive session?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay. Well, then I will call this meeting adjourned. Thank you to each of you that have come out and shared your thoughts and comments. We certainly appreciate that. Have a nice day.